drugs, alcohol, and addiction disorder. On our studio today, we have Melody Kgositsile Johnson. And our topic for today is how drugs affect our artists on our local and our townships around South Africa. Mr. Melody, how are you, Rasta? Blessed to have you, man. Sure. Mr. Melody, we're not going to be personal. We're just going to be talking in general and your experiences about all of this, man. Yeah, it's good to have some Rastas around.
Thanks.
We need your voice, guys.
Yeah.
Sure. In our local scenes as artists, why do you think artists indulge in alcohol and drugs and stuff like that?
First of all, let me start by greeting Ababukeli,
Yeah.
Cape Town TV, man to man. And thank you for having me here. So I think artists, especially local artists like myself, they do all sorts of things like drugs because they face a lot of things like rejection from home and even like from in general, especially if you didn't go to school and study for this thing. You know, when you're telling people that you're a musician and you can do this thing, you want to get paid, and even once that comes to your mind, and then you know that you don't need to do anything else because music is what you love, and people should do what they love. You see, so I think artists, once they get those sort of rejections and they don't get the recognition the way they want to, they indulge themselves, but sometimes they get influence from other big artists because we see music videos and nice cars, and now we think that's a lifestyle, you know, because every music video nowadays, there's bottles, there's parties, and we want to maintain that lifestyle, whereas it's not the real thing.
Yo,
Yeah, so
that's sad, ne?
I think, but the bottom line is a rejection. You see,
Oh.
not being accepted for who you are can do a lot of damage
In your psyche as a person.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. But how's the hustle, Ekasi? With all these drugs and alcohol around, how's the hustle? Is it possible for an artist to just focus and not actually indulge, or?
For sure, it is. It is, man. You just need to know your goals as a person. You see, it doesn't matter what your friends do, because some of us have a nice lifestyle and they're not even artists. They're just living their life. They're working maybe as a petrol attendant, but those people, they're not stressing because maybe that's what they want to be. So the hustle for artists is different because if you're not getting booked and your music is not
Being listened to, you're not supported.
and this all of there's this piracy thing, and if you know your name is not well known, so it's not easy, but it's possible.
No.
Yeah.
Do you think some of the artists on our local scenes indulge because of the crowd they keep, or is it because of who they wanna be seen?
Well,
Is it peer pressure?
yeah, it can be peer pressure, and also that's the influence, because as an artist, we get to copy other people's lifestyles. Like I said before, even if we don't know what drove them to become what they are, or what and who they are. So we can easily get influenced.
That's
You
true.
know,
That's
and then,
true.
yeah, that's
What do you think? What are your bad experiences with concerning alcohol and drugs as an artist in the past? For when? What were your bad experiences?
For me, I've seen people getting, okay, I've done it also. You see, like getting booked, and then you see the show is a nice show, you're getting paid, and then you're getting paid deposit. So, and then once you see that money comes in your bank, even before you go to perform, you want to nice yourself up, buy nice clothes, expensive bottles, and get carried away, you know. And sometimes you get carried away, and then you think you are sober when you go on stage, but you are drunk and you've been drunk.
And
so
that end up affecting your performance.
Even if you give a good performance, and sometimes the people that invited you to the show, you see, they don't expect you to come to get there drunk already. I mean,
so they expect some professionalism,
exactly.
but you didn't give them.
Not only the promoters, the people who invited you, even the people that came to see and watch the performance. So
because people come to see you for you, not what you taking or what you do. So they sometimes get disappointed.
yeah.
Wow,
But
that's
stuff
sad,
like
man.
those happen, you know. It happens. It's just there.
So with artists, is there a way that you can say they need to behave? Maybe how do you suggest that they need to go about doing things? Do they need to maybe bring themselves back and humble themselves? Maybe that will help them, or do they just need to keep rolling with the punches?
Well, I think artists needs just to focus on their dream and what they want to achieve. Yes, there is drinking and partying, but if you drink over stress, if you are stressing and then you take alcohol, then that can ruin your life in a bad way. But I'm not saying drinking is good, but if you're drinking for fun, for like you want to have fun, but just don't abuse of anything is not okay, you see.
Yeah,
unfortunately, some of us, we don't know when we're abusing stuff, you see.
Especially if you're not where you wanted to be as a person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't need to be like, we get too comfortable sometimes because there's everything on the table and everything we've made it in life.
Yeah.
And that thing needs to be maintained.
Yeah, obviously. Even addiction, any addiction needs to be maintained. Otherwise, then you lose yourself. Okay. Let's just quickly go to an air break. We're still sitting with Kgositsile Johnson, aka Melody, our artist today. He stays in Kgositsile and he's here to just have a chat with us. Man to man, we'll see you just now. Welcome back to Man, a show about drugs, alcohol, and addiction disorder. We're still sitting no Melody. King, artist Kgositsile, how often do they make it to the big scene? And if they do they maintain their standard? We had people like Dreamanskap, Retex, and a whole lot of them that actually got there, but we never actually seen them in bigger platforms. What's happening? Is it the lifestyle? Is it what they are using? Or is it just because it's tough out there? What's up?
That's quite a difficult one. It's not very often like where people make, like where I come from. I come from Port Elizabeth originally. And there's a lot of very good artists. Some of them, they inspired us to become, Here and there we hear their names on TV or on radio, but we never really get to see them. Like
Slick Angel.
You know, when was it? I even met him in Joburg in studio. I mean, I don't know. I've never really been into like the music industry, like the professional one, you know. But I know some guys I was on the same journey with, and then they make it like for like 2 years and then come back. We sit together and there's no TV, and I don't know. I think we as a local artist, there's things that we don't really take seriously, like paperwork and stuff. We do sign the papers because we've been doing this thing for a very long time, and now we just show this, they just show you where to sign sometimes, and then the contract is too big. We're not even lazy to read. We prefer to read our lyrics.
Yeah.
So along the way, that contract
Affect us.
you know.
Yeah.
So it's not very often where you see, but there are artists who make it.
Is it because of their lifestyle, the drugs, the alcohol, or is it just a matter of contract? Because there's people like who, for example, Elvis used to take a whole lot of drugs. Yeah, a whole lot of them used to do drugs, but they still maintain their lives on stage. Are we dying locally because of our contracts? Are we being used? Or it has nothing to do with drugs and alcohol? It's just a matter of contract?
No, it has everything to do with everything that I've mentioned. 'Cause sometimes it's contract. Sometimes the artist gets there and they can't even handle themselves because maybe they are not being mentored enough, like to handle themselves when they get into that stage. And sometimes as a person and as an artist that is not signed by a company, you get to do things the way you want to. And then it's different when you're working for a company. Like if you're working for a company, you can get booked for 5 days and the person gets tired. So I think that's when people take other substances because they want to be awake, because they sign the contracts and they want to deliver the service to their employees. So that's why I say there's like everything.
Locally, and say locally, or let's just say a South African nje, uyabo singathi Khayelitsha okanye Bhayi.
Because I come from PE, I don't come from Kgositsile.
Yeah, originally, ne? Yeah, but let's just say in general, which artist do you think could have done better in your own, that you know of, that you think, if it were not for drugs and alcohol, this person could have been bigger?
I don't know if you know TK. She was an R&B singer.
Tsakani. Yeah, the butterfly.
You know,
She was a
we've
butterfly,
lost
yeah.
that. I don't know what was the cause. What
Yeah.
was the cause of her death? But I've heard some rumors it was drug related.
Yeah.
Like I think if she was still around, she would be doing amazing,
Bigger things.
you know, because it was in the 90s. Like her music was advanced. It's now it's only now we see artists who are doing what she was doing
Then,
like 15 years ago.
like who, maybe? Zonke, would you say?
Zonke is the same age group as me.
Yeah.
And Zonke comes from a musical family. Fortunately, I know where she comes from.
Yeah.
I know her dad. He schooled a lot of musicians in PE.
So you're saying TK could have been?
Yeah, but I don't know TK's background though. I only saw TK on TV and some songs. And Purity, do you know Purity?
Yeah, Purity, I remember.
I don't know where she went.
She's one of the people that
Yeah,
you
we
think.
just lost him shows.
Yeah.
There's Mandozas, there's your pro, your pen sharpers. I mean, you know, those are not just names, you know, those are not just artists, you see. I don't want to mention, there are artists who are there, but when I'm listening to their music or even watching their performances, I'm not moved.
Yeah.
But it's just like I see people who are fortunate enough to be there.
Do you think artists would do better if they were not indulging in any alcohol or drugs? Do you think that will help them?
Yeah, most definitely. Because artists, poets and visual artists and musicians, those are the voices of the voiceless. We speak for people who can't talk to them, who can't speak for themselves.
Yeah.
So some people are broken, I can't go and represent poor people and people who are broken, and yet I'm high and drunk. You know. So I think it will be a good thing. I don't know if it's possible.
So do you think the president should actually close alcohol indefinitely?
Yeah, he must just close the alcohol and just let us, burn the herbs.
Oh, not the herbs.
Yeah, we need the herbs.
Not alcohol only.
Yes.
Okay, on that note, let's quickly go.
Yeah.
Let's quickly go to an ad break. Sihleli Kgositsile, Johnson, aka Melody, upper Man to Man. We're going to an ad break. We'll see you now. Sure. Welcome back to Man, PCTV. Sisahleli apha nota X, aka Kgositsile Johnson. Rasta. Grand. Sharp man. So is alcohol and drugs an in danger to our artist?
Yeah.
Ziyaya affect the talent yethu, ne?
Yes, because there's very few artists that died from natural causes. Mostly their deaths were caused by something. Some of them car accidents, some of them drug overdose, some of them are even in jail today because they can't think straight when they use drugs. They end up sleeping with
Oma Brigado, so.
I just don't want to mention names, but I think if it was in his right state of mind, he wouldn't have done something like that. I just don't know. I think the sober person can't just do. Yeah. So drugs and alcohol are playing a very big negative role. Excuse my English.
Yeah,
but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think needs to be done, on your own opinion? What do you think needs to be done? Because obviously we can't close it indefinitely. We don't have those keys.
Yeah.
And Ramaphosa needs that for our economy also. So what do you think needs to be done?
From the artist side.
From the artist side.
We need to do less. We don't our country is not at the state where we're supposed to be singing happy songs. We need happy songs, but the happy songs we're having now, they don't have a good message on them. It's all about getting drunk and get laid, So artists need to write more educational songs. Kids are listening to a lot of negative messages, but it's being played over and over, and it sounds nice.
And do you think the industry is supporting that?
Yes, the industry is supporting. It's supporting the negative side of it, because I'm going to talk about reggae and hip hop. There is message there, and then you don't get. There's very limited slot for such
positive.
Genres. Yeah. If they give you hip hop, they're gonna give you what we call bubble gum.
Yeah.
Something that you're gonna listen to, and then 3 months down the line, it disappears. It's something else. You see, people must fucking makan and everything.
Yeah.
But when you do, we only have 1 hour for reggae, or 7 days on the national radio.
And those are songs as a motivator band.
And now we didn't know about international hip hop like your Tupacs and what. Our TV, our South African TV and radios fed us those things, and then we want to maintain everything we do. We want to reach that level, you see, and forgetting who we are and
where we come from.
Because yeah, us as South Africans, each and every one of us is being taught to respect. But as soon as you make money, you see, even your daughter, if she starts making money at 16, she's gonna wear what she wants because she's bringing money that you don't even have.
That's sad. That's sad. What's your advice on men out there? On that camera.
Okay.
Just look at that camera.
I want to talk to you first, and because you're a man, I must look at you first.
Okay.
All right, men. My advice to men and myself, the advice I'm giving to myself as well. A man's happiest moment, it can also be his weakest. So when we do stuff, let's try to do things in our, let's not take substances and want to lead. Let's not, I don't want to say men, I want to say let us.
Yeah.
We,
as people.
as men,
Yeah.
or as people, or as abobhuti, or tata, and brothers, we need to love ourselves first. Yeah. Yes, we are, as men, we are being abused and rejected. Nobody's talking about that. But we need to be stronger than that and not retaliate over something that we don't have control. We need to sit down and have talks like we're having now.
Yeah, good
There's
conversations.
very few platforms for us to do such things. You know?
Yeah.
So when we get, sometimes we need to just chill and get drinks, like soft drinks,
Yeah.
and talk. But
Yeah.
we hardly do that as men. So
Kufuneka
yeah, fanele
sidibane, yeah.
sidibane singamadoda man, silungise ukuhlala because kumoshakala. And xa kumoshakele funeka kulungiswe.
Yeah, that's true, bro.
I also need to kulunga nam. You know,
Ubonakala
I
ulungile
don't
nje.
know. I'm just talking now because I'm not a saint.
Yeah.
You see, I talk about wrong things, and sometimes I find myself in doing those things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Ukulungisa kuqala kuwe kuqala.
Exactly.
Ukulungisa uqala kuwe kuqala njengomuntu ne. True. Future projects usebenza kwintoni ngoku, ngantoni ngoku, wenzani ngoku, and then in future zikhona i-projects ezizayo ubhizi ngazo?
yeah, definitely. I'm currently busy producing a compilation for Dub House Entertainment. Yeah, I'm working there as a composer and an engineer. So just busy doing that, and I'm also finishing my upcoming album.
Okay, what's the name of the album?
Khayalam.
Khayalam,
Yes.
nice. Referring to PE. Okay.
Yeah, but not real, like not like PE. I didn't write the song. It's not like I saw ngoma mna endibhale because I was missing a PE. But I know there are people who are not abagqibele kudala emakwabo, you know. And then sometimes it comes to you like how usibhaqe usekoneni and then you are far away from home, and then
Ekhayeni ne?
and also my project is not, I'm not a reggae artist. I do reggae. I'm a musician, I'm a vocalist. I do R&B, pop, and then because I'm always with the Rastas, I do reggae. If South Africa was open to reggae, maybe I would have been a full-time reggae artist, but South African music industry don't like reggae. Yeah, so we have to, you know, they don't like reggae, TV and radio. They don't like the reggae.
Bagqibela ngoLucky Dube.
Yeah. And there's been reggae artists, like Colbert Mukwevho has been there, Jumbo, Azania Pen, Tidal Waves, Zininzi.
Yeah, but they're not entertained.
Yeah.
They're not supported.
They are because we're gonna they're not supported because of their content. Reggae is not supported because of
their good content.
their good content. It is good.
I see, but they are.
No, because you know what? When it was Rasta was talking about culture, everybody was saying bad things. And now the president talks about culture. You see, rich people want to
Also put money on it now.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
See, I understand.
but yeah, early next year, hopefully I'm gonna be releasing my first single.
Yeah.
And also the compilation is gonna be finished because I'm not doing holidays. I'm gonna be mixing.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I'm having another artist I'm recording.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Siyabulela man Melody ngokuza bhuti wami. Siyabulela Nkosi. Thank you for the words of encouragement. We hope all men are listening. We hope South Africa is listening. We hope people will take what you said seriously. Ubuhleli nathi apha Man to Man sihleli noXabiso aka Melody. Sakubona next week. Pa. Bye. Sharp.